All right, let me ask you one question. What do you call a handsome, sensitive, well-meaning, gentleman, heterosexual male? A roomer. I married late in life. I am almost 50. I married a few years ago. I met my wife about 6 years ago. She had children, and she had 3 kids to be exact. And it's kind of hard to meet a woman this late in life with no kids. I'm not really expecting to meet a virgin, not unless I want to end up on Dateline. Hi, this is Chris Hansen. Welcome on To Catch a Predator. She's got 3 kids. The youngest is 17 now. When I moved in with them, she was only 12 years old. She was a sweet kid, very sweet, smart, sharp as a tack, and then puberty hit. And puberty is a frightening thing. Puberty frightens everyone. It frightened her mother. She sat her down when she was 12 and said, I want to make sure you understand, you will not be dating men until you are 18. I tried to explain to my wife, I says, you're not going to be able to keep her away. They start when they're 13. She didn't want to hear this. I tried to calm her down. I said, well, you know, maybe she'll get lucky. She'll meet a guy like me who's warm, who's sensitive. Then I remembered what I was like when I was 14, and I didn't want to hear it. I got a little freaked out. One night I came home. I asked my wife, I said, where's your daughter? She said, oh, she's next door at Kevin's house playing with his Wii. The next day I bought her an iPad. You guys all have iPads. We've all played with these iPads. They're an amazing object. Tablets, they're great. They're especially good on long road trips. I would give it to the girl in the back seat of the car. We would drive to San Diego. It's a 5-hour trip. She would watch movies, read books, play Angry Birds. We've all played Angry Birds. When I was little, the way I occupied myself in the back of the car on long road trips, I opened the window and played this game. My father would mess with me. Whenever I did this, he'd hit the brakes. Dad, I slowed the car down! I always felt if I can get the other hand out the other window, I can get us airborne. My version of Angry Birds, if I time this just right, got one. Other games you played in the back seat of the car, blackjack, license plate, punch buggy. You guys remember punch buggy? Somebody else called it slug buggy. This game is cruel. This is a cruel game. The premise goes like this. A Volkswagen Beetle drives by. You hit the kid next to you. Punch buggy, no punchbacks, as hard as you could in the arm. My cousin was a champion at this game. He'd spot the 3 miles down the road. He hit me so hard, my arm would be numb for a half hour. Couldn't play this game anymore. It came out like this. One time we drove past the Volkswagen factory. The son of a bitch nearly put me in a coma. Men in shopping. Nice segue, right? Men in shopping. I'm one of the few men that actually doesn't mind going to the mall. I love it. You walk around, you people watch, and I have fun when I go with my wife and my stepkids. We have a great time. But you have to be careful. I'll explain to you why. The other day, they stopped at the makeup counter to get some blush. I sat down at one of those chairs. When I got up, I had a full makeover. And the 12-year-old is a precocious kid, and of course, inevitably, they're going to compare you to their father. You're going to get this. My daddy did it this way. My daddy did it that way. I blame their mother, because she would always say, my ex-husband did it this way. My ex-husband did it that way. Finally, I got mad at her. I said, if you don't shut the hell up, I'm going to get out of bed and put my clothes back on. And the kid inevitably turns to you. We've all heard it. Screw you. You are not my real father. I looked her right in the eye. I says, I know, but there's somebody in this house that calls me daddy. They're good kids, though. I do bond with them well. The older one came home from school recently and asked me to help her with a school project, which would have been very sweet if she wasn't an honor roll student at MIT. And I wasn't what they call borderline imbecilic. And by they, I mean my wife and my mother-in-law. And my mother. My father, too. I love my family. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Mensa. Thank you very much. I want to remind you, I am not your daddy.